Welcome to this very brief edition of the Weightlifting World podcast. I'm here with the true voice of weightlifting, David Goldstrom. Hi David, how are you?
Very good, really enjoying things.
Great. How do you think the Games has gone overall for weightlifting?
Well, I think first of all, a record entry. That's really encouraging for the Commonwealth Games. Today, big occasion, first ever C group, but a lot of people would think, well, the C group, it's going to be pretty boring, but actually it was very competitive. There was a high percentage of good lifts, and you saw a lot of young athletes in that who may one day actually reach the podium at the Commonwealth Games. So encouraging, and the atmosphere in the hall has been really good for two reasons. Obviously, they've been enjoying the competition, but also the audience have shown that they're a knowledgeable audience. They actually understand the sport, and that's really been helpful, I think, to some of the competitors who feed off the audience and the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. One thing I've noticed is, obviously, Britain, the home teams, have had some good quality lifters. In years past, we've obviously had Dave Morgan, for example, Michaela Breeze, but this year to have two girls in the 63As, both very competitive. You know, I'm sure they'll be both extremely proud of what they did. A lot of nerves took a strong place, but we're involved in weightlifting in Britain quite heavily, and we've always been a bit saddened by the fact we've never been there on the world stage, and I really feel that over the past few years we have, and it's brilliant.
Well, I think yesterday the women's 58 kilos really lived up to its billing. That doesn't always happen.
Sure.
But what you saw there was probably the best advertisement in the United Kingdom that I can think of for women's weightlifting, if not the sport of weightlifting, because you saw Zoe Smith and Michaela Breeze having a real head-to-head duel, but also the whole competition made by the performances of the Nigerian and the Indian lifters. So it wasn't a two-horse race.
No.
It was a really great competition between all of those women. As far as today's concerned, I think a really good effort by Emily Godley, particularly because she bombed out, wasn't feeling very well in Delhi, so I think that's a great comeback. Not such a good day at the office for Sarah Davis, but hey, what about Georgina Black going out with a Scottish record, a magic 100 on her home stage? I think that was a great comeback for her in the clean and jerk.
And, you know, to make your first snatch on such a big stage in front of your home crowd, amazing guts, incredible guts.
Yeah, a lot of people find it very difficult. You know, you can't avoid getting excited. You also can't avoid getting a little nervous. It's how you manage that. And for people coming in for the first time to a big championship, lights, television, audience, microphones, all the hullabaloo and buzz that you've never been used to, it's quite difficult for a lot of lifters, men and women, to cope with that.
And to know that your commentary is being done by David Goldstrom.
Well, I think that's pretty irrelevant, actually, to the lifters, because mercifully they don't have to listen to that. They can be in their own zone and do their own job. But being in your own zone, you know, cancelling out everything that's happening to left and right and behind and in front of you is easier said than done.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, David, for your time. I appreciate it. You're a very busy man. Thank you for all your work so far in weightlifting in Europe, the World Championships, and at the Commonwealth Games. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's something we can all look forward to. We've got the World Championships coming up in Kazakhstan, the Europeans next season in Tbilisi, and hopefully for some of these British athletes we've just been talking about, the European Championships in particular will be another stepping stone of opportunity for them.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, David.
Cheers.